Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Bayern Munich. We're back today with a big episode as we will have match day 7 and 8 in the Champions League phase as we head into the new year and the January transfer window opens, alongside some more big games in the Bundesliga. But before we jump into our first game, you may have seen it, we have 7 player contracts due to expire. So now that we're in the January transfer window and those players can be poached away on a free, I want to make sure that we don't lose anyone that we want to keep at the club. So you saw at the end of the last episode Eric Dyer handing in a transfer request, so we know that he will leave at the end of the season. Danny Carvajal I think is going to be allowed to leave on a free at the end of the season, now at 37 years of age, and Stefan de Vrij is retiring as well. But as for the other 5, you'll be seeing those contracts being given out now. Gabriel Vidovic, Maurice Krattenmarker, Lovros Vonarek, Chan Uzun and Marcus Rashford as well, all getting new deals. We'll make a decision on what's happening to them next season, but I don't want them to walk on a free this January transfer window. Alright then, so contracts sorted and Eric Dyer and Danny Carvajal are both allowed to walk on a free come the end of the season. But jumping into our first game of today's episode, taking on Union Berlin, who are doing pretty well to be fair, in 8th place and battling for those European places. But in the previous episode we managed to build ourselves a 4-point gap ahead of RB Leipzig in 2nd place. So just looking to keep the winning train rolling and pick up another 3 points here to keep RB Leipzig at bay. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Well, underway in our first game today and facing off against Union Berlin in a back 5. I'm expecting it to be pretty difficult to break them down today, and we may have to be pretty patient and wait for our chances. But most of our January transfer budget is spent already on those new contracts, so I'm not sure if there will be any movement in the transfer window, as we've not really got too much money left to play with. Gosens down the left finds Laszlo, and now Chamiti from range let fly, and Ronnie pretty comfortable, bit of a camera save for him. But yeah, so far just getting really frustrated by Union Berlin, and in this back 5 it's no real surprise that we're struggling to create anything. We've been free flowing in our attacks usually this season, but really struggling here today. That's good play by Musiala, and now Mensah gives it away, and that just sums up this first half. Our ball through, Vitesse in behind, and Inacio does so well to get something on it, and that's the danger that Union Berlin pose when coming forward. Laszlo floats the corner in, it's not a very dangerous one, and we will get it clear, but still on the attack here, and Chamiti, and blocked, and the shot straight at Ronnie, who makes the save. And Union Berlin coming out the traps in this second half, looking to throw some punches, but here comes Sem Bakker, and Bakker takes the strike on, and what a hit by the Dutchman. And as Union Berlin start to throw bodies forward and create a few opportunities of their own, it leaves them open at the back, and Sem Bakker drills in the opening goal. What a hit by the Dutchman. Luna to Musiala, and Jamal through to Sem Bakker, who gets away from 1 and from 2, and Sem Bakker off the woodwork. Oh, I should have just finished it really, but I thought the keeper was going to come and commit himself. Well, Union Berlin have one final chance to get the ball forward, and it's Morgan Whittaker down the left, swings across into Chamiti, and Chamiti gets his shot away, and Ronnie Schumacher gets his body in the way, as Union Berlin will have a corner. Francisco Trincao to float it in. Ronnie's come again and does get a punch on it. Where is that whistle, ref? Trincao to Doecki and Da Silva, and it's still alive here, and still we play, and Inacio's in the way as Rashford clears. That will do it as we enter the 6th minute of 1 added on at the Allianz. but we do survive to pick up another 3 points in our charge for that Bundesliga title. Approaching the halfway stage, and we could see our gap extended at the top. Well, now it really is time for the big one. I've been waiting for this fixture as we take on RB Leipzig, and we've moved 6 points clear now at the top after they were held once again in a 2-2 draw with Wolfsburg. So the perfect time to play them with them stumbling, and I think it's just 1 win in 5 in the Bundesliga. Whereas for us, we are back on track and moving upwards. A win here will see us move 9 points clear at the halfway stage. So this is a huge, huge clash. However, if RB Leipzig win it, the gap is cut to just 3. So a massive fixture as we reach the official halfway stage. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Both teams looking for that opening goal. Francelinho. Not sure who this is. Maybe a regen. Baumgartner. And Baumgartner finds Brian Brobby, and that's a big hand by Ronnie. And the corner swung in, and it drops for Hogan. And again, Ronnie is there to get gloves on it. Well, twice in the opening 20 minutes we've had to call on the big man, and twice he has bailed us out. Francelinho through the gap. Brobby takes it on early, and Ronnie had started to come and can only parry, but Brian Brobby had more time than he thought there. As Baumgartner goes across to take the corner again. Hogan heads down, and it's out of play once again. Just got to survive this storm from RB Leipzig. That does it for the first 45, and we've not really been able to get going yet. I've struggled to get Sem Bakker and Jamal Musiala into the game, and the RB Leipzig defence is very, very solid. The 2 centre-backs, I think regens are very good, and I'd say they definitely had the better of that first 45, having a few little half chances and Ronnie being forced into some saves. But to be honest, a draw is not a terrible result. Keeps the gap at 6 heading into the second half of the season. And away from home, I certainly would take a point if it's the best we can get out of today. Robbie, quick feet. Francelinho, let's fly. And Ronnie is there again. Maybe a little bit spectacular for the cameras, but he still had to get across and make the save. Baumgartner plays it in, it's loose. Inacio can't clear, and Ronnie's there again as Robbie keeps it in play. Elmas. Mensah has to be careful and does well to win the ball. Francelinho, oh what a ball. Maya has to get there, and oh well, I thought he got a nick on the ball, but it might have been from coming through the man, and he might be in trouble here, Maya. It's red for the young German, and Bayern Munich down to 10 men. I want to see it on the replay because I think he does get a touch on the ball, but it's only through coming through the back of Brian Brobby, and a free kick in a very dangerous position here. It could be a double whammy for us. It's left to Elmas. It's brilliant. And RB Leipzig take the lead. Bayern Munich down to 10 men, and we could be set for our first defeat of the season. And RB Leipzig looks set to get back into the title race. Well, we can't really say it's not been coming because it has been. And RB Leipzig have been on top in this game so far. They've had the better of the chances. Ronnie's bailed me out a few times. And it's a wonderful free kick from Elmas. If we can rescue a point from here. Well, hang on a second, because RB Leipzig may be down to 10 men themselves here. Referee stops the play and produces the red. What a crazy game. Jackal sent off. And now it will be 10 v 10 for the final 25 minutes. Oh, Musiala goes through the back. Don't tell me that's going to be another red. Not for the captain, surely. Jamal Musiala with a yellow. Lima through the gap to Sasha Boe, and Neto's out wide. This game's been very feisty, and Pedro Neto does well. Neto looks to squeeze it in. It's off the upright as RB Leipzig get it clear. It might have taken a nick off the defender. This has been a crazy game, man. Leipzig still lead by 1 as Lima comes across. Tackles are starting to fly in now. Oh, Lima comes in late now. It is getting very, very feisty out there. Brobby dispossessed by Inacio and couldn't get it forward. Just really struggling to create anything, even with Leipzig also being down to 10 men. Lima through the gap. Inacio. Oh, it's going to be another red. It's a spot kick for RB Leipzig. It's a yellow for Inacio. Maybe the double jeopardy ruling coming into play. But Brobby was just about to pull the trigger. I thought he maybe got a touch on the ball, but it's probably the right decision. Brobby goes the right way, Ronnie, but he's not going to get there. Brian Brobby doubles the lead for RB Leipzig in what has been a crazy clash of the heavyweights in Germany. RB Leipzig are going to claim all 3 points at the Red Bull Arena, a game that's been feisty and seen 2 red cards. But I would say RB Leipzig have just about edged it and deserved the victory. Well, that result has big ramifications at the top at the halfway stage. You can see our first loss on the board means that Leipzig are just 3 points behind. Leverkusen a further 3 points behind them. So the top 3 separated by just 6 points. Frankfurt in 4th, wrapping up the Champions League spots, and Dortmund in 5th, with Werder Bremen currently occupying that Europa Conference League spot in 6th. Augsburg, Wolfsburg and Union Berlin wrapping up the top half of the table. And in the bottom 2 at the moment, you've got VfL Bochum, our next opponents, who are still yet to win, and SC Freiburg with Hamburg currently in the relegation playoff place. But before we jump into our next game, I just want to take a quick look, man. Those RB Leipzig centre-backs were absolutely incredible, man. I think one of them was this guy, Tim Kohler. I don't know him. I'm definitely going to get a scout report. And also Michael Hogan. I think is he American or is that a Liberia flag? I'm not too sure, but my God, I need to get a scout report on this guy. He looks absolutely sensational, and I could not find a way past him in that previous game. But anyway, we'll jump into our next one. Before we get there, we've seen a bid for Marcus Rashford from Crystal Palace. I'm not against sending him back to England, but he's obviously just signed a new deal, so at least until next summer he is going to be staying here. Of course, Maya suspended for the next one as we take on VfL Bochum, who, if you remember the reverse fixture, we beat them by 8-0 in what is our biggest ever win of the save. So looking for another comfortable 3 points here against a side who are bottom and winless at the halfway stage. Auf geht's, die Rotten. And the Magician back to Marcus Rashford. Space to drive into. Marcus Rashford going on. And that's a lot better from the Englishman. Elise finds Lima. And there is Musiala still in the lineup today. Jamal Musiala forces the save once again. And this is much better from Bayern Munich, even in the tricky conditions. Forcing some early saves as Rashford goes on again. And this time misses the target. Musiala into Kratzig. And Musiala steps away. And Jamal Musiala went for the near post and is denied. Hernandez, nice drop of the shoulder. Looks for Jamal Musiala. There's Bakker on the left peg. And again, we're finding a goalkeeper in great form that we just cannot find a way past. That's a dangerous ball looking for Merlin. Inacio goes up, and again it's claimed by Stanek. Hernandez out to Conrad Lima. Now it's Michael Elise, and it's on to Musiala, and he couldn't quite force it through, but Jamal gets it back and it's off the upright, and Bochum survive once again. Now Rashford going on, Marcus Rashford to hit one, and Stanek's in the way again. We just cannot find that opening goal tonight. And Merlin, is there time for one final chance? Elise to Hernandez, and Musiala couldn't pick out Sem. And that's going to do it for the first 45. What a frustrating half of football, as we've not been able to find a way through. I would have liked to have been a goal or two up at this point so I could think about taking the likes of Musiala and Bakker off. But at the moment, I need them out there until the points are secure. I think for all the chances we've had, they've all been sort of half chances. We've had nothing clear cut yet, so maybe need to try and be a little bit more patient and wait for something clear cut, as even that shooting from quite a tight angle. Stanek turns it away, but the corner swung in. Inacio goes up. It'll come for Rashford. Oh, and it's off the woodwork again as Rashford couldn't turn it home. Corner to be swung in by Elise. Inacio heads it down and Rashford again can't turn it in. I mean, this has literally been all one-way traffic. We just have not found that goal. And now Musiala, I see you, Elise, and back to Jamal Musiala. Surely this time, there it is. Jamal opens the scoring, and it will probably take he and Sem Bakker off because Bochum are offering nothing going the other way. And now that we have the goal, I feel confident we'll see the game out. But it's taken us an hour to finally break the deadlock. Rashford, oh, this is the chance to seal it. Uzun and Chan. Uzun buries it for 2. Uzun with just his second goal of the season. I've not really got on with him, but he has only had limited game time due to the fact he's always behind Jamal Musiala. But finally we have that second goal. How we've only scored 2 today, I'm not too sure. It should be 6 or 7 once again against Bochum. But I'll take the 2-0 win. I said we might need to grind it out, and that is exactly what we've done to pick up another 3 points in the Bundesliga. Well, before our next game in the Champions League against Napoli, we see a big bid for Alphonso Davies from RB Leipzig, but that's not happening, lads. Absolutely not. And also, Eric Dyer has been approached on a free by former manager Jose Mourinho. Was he a former? No, he might not have been a former manager of Eric Dyer. Maybe I'm chatting rubbish. But Jose Mourinho wanting to take him to Fenerbahce for his final years as a bit of a leader at the back. And if he's happy to go there, I'm all for it. But anyway, jumping into our next game, it's match day 7 of the Champions League phase. We will close out today's episode with the final game, match day 8, later on. But a win here against Napoli in Naples at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium will all but secure a top 8 finish for Bayern Munich. We'd move on to 16 points, so it would, it's pretty much nailed on that we would be finishing in the top 8 bar a complete collapse on match day 8. So looking to get the job done here with another 3 points in what's been a pretty good run in the league phase so far. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Yeah, I have made a few changes for this game here with us all but being qualified for the knockouts. I feel like I can take a little bit of a risk, and it's still a strong lineup. It's not like I've completely changed the team. So a few changes for us, facing off against one of our former players, Tijani Reinders, as well, who starts in midfield for Antonio Conte's side. But yeah, the last memory I have of playing here is the 1-1 draw with Southampton when we came here in the Champions League. So hoping to get another positive result, and if it's a 1-1 draw again tonight, I won't be too disheartened. Oh, but that's given away. Musiala. Oh, it's off the woodwork. What a rocket from Jamal. And it cannons off the crossbar and back out into play. So close to the opener. Vidovic gets a toe on the ball, and now Merlin finds Musiala. Oh, what a pass that is. Sem Bakker in behind. Sem finds the back of the net. And Bayern Munich lead. But what a pass from Jamal Musiala. That completely created that goal from practically out of nothing. And Sem Bakker races through and finishes past Courtois to give us the lead. But what a pass from the captain. Neto into Sem. Back to Pedro Neto. And he's quick and he's away from Ruben Dias. And Pedro Neto drills in the second. Might be his first goal of the season, you know. I'm not sure if he's been on the score sheet yet this campaign, but he shows his pace down that right-hand side. He's one of those players that is kind of playing for his future with Rojas in the squad as well, 7 years younger, and Michael Olise still here. There's lots of competition for places, but he drills in past Thibaut Courtois at the near post, right on the stroke of half time to double our lead here in Naples. Oh, what a men. And Tchouameni just bring him down. Maya brings him down. We'll take the yellow card, but that was dangerous as Tchouameni was racing through. We'll have a free kick on the edge here, though. And Çalhanoğlu can hit them. Oh, it's brilliant. And maybe we should have let Aurelien Tchouameni race through, because Hakan at Çalhanoğlu has just scored an absolute cracker of a free kick to half the deficit. I think it might have clipped both posts on its way in. I'm not sure the XG would be 0 from there, but yeah, it clips both posts on the way in. Ronnie has no chance, and what a goal from the Turk. Rojas off the bench, lifts it for Sacha Boey. This will seal it. Loses the ball and finds Marquez. Oh, what an effort. But thankfully for Thibaut Courtois, it was straight at him. Vidovic through the gap. Uzun and Marquez. Oh, what a stop again by Thibaut Courtois. Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia down the left, finds Osimhen. No chance. Oh my goodness, what a miss. Oh my goodness, they completely outplayed me there. As I thought the shot was going to come in, and it didn't. It went back to Victor Osimhen, and how did he miss? Well, there is the whistle. Another crazy, crazy game in today's episode. How Napoli didn't claim a point from that, I'm not sure. Victor Osimhen with an absolute sitter at the death after 2 brilliant saves by Thibaut Courtois to deny Marquez. Victor Osimhen shakes his head at full time. He can't believe it. But Bayern Munich hold on and will escape Italy with all 3 points. Well, as we get back to the menus, confirmation that Eric Dyer will be joining up with Jose Mourinho in Turkey as he agrees to join Fenerbahce on a free transfer, the expiry of his contract. And also an interesting bid here from our former team at Southampton, coming in for Michael Olise. Interestingly, I saw that Mohamed Kudus has left to Real Sociedad, so looking for a replacement out on that right hand side, but it's not going to be our Frenchman Michael Olise. Sorry Southampton, no bad blood, but you're going to have to look elsewhere. Right, well, with little activity in the transfer market, we're just going to jump straight into our next game, and RB Leipzig have drawn again away in Berlin. And that means the gap is now extended to 5 at the top. But Bayer Leverkusen, who are now just 1 point behind Leipzig, could be the team to keep an eye on, as they as well close the gap to just 6. They're away at Stuttgart at the Mercedes-Benz Arena, whilst we take on Hoffenheim at home at the Allianz. Looking for another 3 points here. Auf gets die Rotten. Jesus looking to get past Inacio. Valentin Gendry, now Bischoff, ball through, and trouble here, and Ronnie makes a really good save down to his right hand side. And Musiala to Sem, and he looks for Luna and he couldn't quite squeeze it through, and Sem has it back. Sem and Olise, what a save. Still Federico Luna using his pace. Hangs it up for Sembacher. Oh, what a chance. And I can't believe he's missed it. Well, a frustrating 45 minutes once again in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich, and deadlocked at the break. Had a couple of good chances to score, none better than the header for Sembacher, which he put wide. But yeah, need to find a goal in this second half. I'm not panicking just yet because the chances have been there. We just haven't been able to take them yet. I'm sure one will fall. Luna. Space down this left-hand side. And Luna into Musiala. Across the box to Sem. And that time his header is kept out by the keeper. Maya pinches it back and Mensah finds Jamal Musiala. Bakker had to just hold his run, But he finds Michael Elise, and that's going to be a spot kick for Bayern Munich. Already scored 1 penalty this season. And going the same way, Sem Bakker into the roof of the net, right in the corner. And it's goal number 19, I believe, for Sem Bakker in the Bundesliga. He has been flying, and he's averaging over a goal a game in this competition. Oh, Elise, lovely turn. And Musiala back to Elise. It is a bit behind him, but he retrieves it. And now Sacha Boey into Sem Bakker. Onto that left peg. Bakker, it's 2. And just like Munich buses, 2 come at once for Sem Bakker. He's not exactly been going through a drought, but he's not been quite as prolific as he was at the start of the season. I think it was 14 in 11. He's now at 20 in 19. So a fantastic record, and very unlikely we're going to see him join the illustrious 40 club. But Sem Bakker doubles up, and those points should be in the bag. Inacio, great win. And Armando holds it up and finds Luna. Back to Armando Sieb. Chance for a third. Sieb, big save, but it's going to be brought back for the penalty, which is a little bit harsh in my opinion. It's one of those where the shot's already been taken, you're trying to make a block, and he brings him out. I can see why it's given, but it's going to be another spot kick for Bayern Munich. But Armando won it, so I think he might take it, because Sem Bakker's been taken off. In fact, you know what? It's going to be Fonzie. Alphonso Davies to make it 3. Same corner as Bakker, and he scores. First goal of the season for Alphonso Davies, but he's one of the leaders here. And with Bakker and Jamal Musiala off the pitch, he steps up to take the spot kick and makes it 3 as well. A lovely way to round off the performance here. And it took us a little while to get going, but 3 goals in the final 20 minutes, 2 of those coming from the spot, will secure all 3 points for Bayern Munich. Right, well, before jumping into our final game of the episode, match day 8 of the Champions League phase, let's find out how Leipzig and Leverkusen got on. And the gap is 5 from Leipzig, but 8 now to Bayer Leverkusen. So I think they must have lost. Where is their result? They drew 1-1 away from home in Stuttgart, but RB Leipzig beat Borussia Mönchengladbach by 1-0 to keep the gap at just 5. So, okay, getting it very interesting now. 19 games played, so 15 remaining in the Bundesliga, and it is all to play for between ourselves, Leipzig and Leverkusen. But we'll jump into our final game of the episode. It is match day 8 of the Champions League, where we are already pretty much qualified in a top 8 position, barring some real unlucky results going against us. But taking on LASK Linz, I'm pretty confident we'll get the 3 points and we will finish in the top 8. Let's go and close out the episode with a win. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Promising start though from Bayern Munich. Rojas forward to Can. Özun denied by the keeper at the near post. And we're looking for that opening goal. Rojas swings it in, looking for Dyer. It might come for Marquez. It does come for Marquez. And Marquez is denied, but Özun fires in on the rebound and gets his 3rd goal of the season. Well, that's a bit better from him. When he is on the pitch, he needs to impress, because he's never going to get in over Jamal Musiala. And if he wants to get a look in, he needs to be on the score sheet when he's on the pitch. Merlin battling away, coming out with the ball. And now Vidovic finds Özun and through to Rojas for 2. It's a brilliant strike. And the Costa Rican with just his, I think, 2nd or 3rd goal of the season as well. Javier Rojas makes it 3, and we've got some real competition for places at the moment. It's a bit like Chelsea in real life. If you get in the team, you need to make sure you're performing. Merlin wins the header. Vidovic. Oh, lovely football. And Uzun. Back to Vidovic. Oh, it's wonderful from the Croatian. Gabriel Vidovic slams in the third. And that is the pick of the bunch. Game done before we've even reached half-time. And Bayern Munich running rampant in the Champions League. Merlin through the gap. It's Uzun. And it's 4. And that's as easy as they come. Can Uzun gets his second of the night, and that was so simple for Bayern Munich. Well, I'd love to get Uzun the hat-trick, and I'm sure he'd love it too, but instead squares it across to Armando Sieb to make it 5. Well, there is the full-time whistle, and LASK put out of their misery here. Bayern Munich just a cut above their opponents tonight. Even with a backup side out there, we hit them for 5, and Can Uzun ran the show with 2 goals and a couple of assists as well, in a result that may see us top the Champions League phase. Well, let's take a quick look at the final standings. We didn't quite finish top, but 19 points from our 8 games is a pretty good return. Monaco, ourselves, PSG, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Liverpool, Leverkusen and Barcelona finishing in the top 8. And I think we will see Southampton, in 15th place there. They will be going into the preliminary round as well. So you love to see that for our former side. But we'll close out the episode with transfer deadline day. I'm expecting it to be quite a quiet one, as we've had a couple of bids for Luna and for Rojas, but both of those will be turned down. And I'm not looking to sell anyone. I'm not looking to bring anyone in. So we'll take a look at the biggest deals of the day come the end of the 10-hour clock. Well, just 1 hour on the clock. That will do it for today's top deals. You can see Pedri going to AC Milan, leaving Barcelona for 109 million. Simon, the regen, who was at Man City, leaving to join Newcastle for just shy of 70 million. And RB Leipzig bolstering out their squad as well with the signing of Ferdi Kadioglu from Brighton. So some pretty big deals going through. Wow, what on earth is that? 174 million for this regen Novak. That was done in the summer, but that is absolutely insane. And guys, just before closing out today's episode, I just wanted to show you the absolute gutting of our Southampton squad in the summer. It's so sad to see, but you can see the amount of players that are left. Vaughan, Livramento, Shane Malcolm, Connor Cox, as we know, went to Juve. Angel Gomez left. The youngster Alikos Harris has gone to Como. Flynn Downs to Lyon. We know Joseph and a few of the other Rwandans, Clarence and Diashime, Trezor, they all left. Gillette went to Brentford, Leo Wade, Sem Stein, Taylor, Yusuf. Sonko went to Man United in a big deal. Elliot Cole, Mohamed Kudus, and Trezor Barney all leaving Southampton in the summer or in this January transfer window, man. It is so sad to see how much the squad is gutted. But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. We're now officially through the January transfer window, so into the real crunch time in the season. 5 points clear in the Bundesliga, and of course through to the Champions League last 16, where hopefully we will get a nice draw. But that will do it for today. I'll catch you in the next episode, where I think we should find out our opponents for the last 16. Take care, guys. I'll catch you for it very soon, and peace.